Ange, I'd like just to ask you about, going to watch South Melbourne with your dad, right? And seeing how he came alive in that atmosphere. And something I read about you, which I just thought was extraordinary, was thinking of your dad watching a team you manage. And what do you want? He's sadly not with us anymore, but what do you want him to see in teams that you manage?
Yeah, look, I mean, I guess I've spoken about this a lot, only because for me that's where, hopefully people get a better understanding of, what sort of makes me tick, is that football to me is more than just something that I've done sort of as a living or something that I'm passionate about. It's got a deeper connection for me because it was the thing that sort of allowed me to connect with, a father whose generation was very much about just working for your family and not much else. There wasn't a lot of, bedside chats and cuddles and giggling. It was, he'd work hard and come home and sort of collapse on the couch and then be gone before I was up for school. And that was our relationship. But, there was a little window, a 2-hour window on a Sunday where we'd go watch our local football club that he was a different man, He'd abuse the referee, abuse the coach. He just came to life, and even as a young boy, it kind of dawned on me that if I wanted to get close to him, that this was it. Football was the conduit, and that sort of stayed with me my whole life. And like I said, he's a man of his generation. He wasn't always wielding out the compliments to me. He was a pretty hard man, so even. I think I've told the story a few times. We won the Asian Cup against Sonny.
We didn't want to sit you next to each other for that reason. But
Sonny scored in the last minute to equalise for Korea, and we had to go into extra time. And sorry, Sonny, but I'm going to talk about this a bit longer. We ended up winning in extra time, and we won the Asian Cup. And at the time, my dad wasn't well, so he didn't come up for the game. He was in Sydney. He lived in Melbourne, so I went down to Melbourne and, I took the medal and sort of went down and saw him and showed him the medal. And he goes, "Yeah, that's great, but if you'd had made a couple of substitutions earlier, you wouldn't have gone into extra time." So that was his kind of grudging approval of me. But that was a huge motivation for me, that I always wanted to please him, even as an adult, as a father myself. I still had this thing that I wanted to please him, and he just was not interested in any football other than teams that were exciting, and so I kind of have that seed in the back of my head where, if he was here and he was watching, what would he say? And like I said, he's a pretty hard taskmaster, so from my perspective, it's always a good barometer. Keeps my feet on the ground, because I know that as chuffed as I am with myself sometimes, he'd probably give me a backhander about what I could do better.
Amazing.